Well, Florida lawmakers passed a $500 million plan to beef up illegal immigration efforts in the state. State legislators say the new measure strengthens law enforcement needed to support President Donald Trump's immigration crackdown. He pledged to deport millions of people living in the country illegally. The state plan also creates an immigration czar for our state. However, Governor Ron DeSantis said he will veto the bill once it reaches his desk, claiming it would actually weaken Florida's immigration efforts.
How can I possibly sign something that is contrary to everything I've campaigned on, that's contrary to what President Trump campaigned on, that makes us a de facto sanctuary state, that neuters the operations we're doing already?
As the fight continues in Tallahassee, we look at the economic and personal impact in Florida. Another foundation almost complete in Sarasota County. For Rene Monroy and his dad Daniel, business is strong.
All along the coastline, we do big houses, big mansions all the time.
Despite steady calls for these big projects, this feels like the worst of times for the Monroys. Their time together is running out. Danielle will be deported soon.
That's going to be the hardest part, seeing my sister be without her dad.
Danielle entered the U.S. illegally when he was 16 years old.
He had no other choice to come over here. You know, there was no opportunity for him over there.
Daniel says he left his village in Mexico in desperation. His father had died while working in the U.S., and his mother struggled to feed him and his 4 siblings.
There's no food, no money, there's nothing. That's what makes us leave home.
For 30 years, Daniel has worked in construction. He and his son have laid thousands of foundations from Tallahassee to Port Charlotte. Concrete slabs for everything from stores to condos to banks.
I think we've done a lot for this country. We pay a lot of money in taxes. We do so much for him just to get kicked out. Like he's nothing to this country.
Daniel brought his wife Santana and Renee and his older brother across the border about 20 years ago. Renee was a toddler. He has a work permit under the DACA policy. The family's hard work has paid off. They've bought several acres in rural Southwest Florida, but their dream of building a home is in jeopardy. ICE ordered Daniel to return to Mexico by March. An ankle monitor tracks his whereabouts. Ricardo Scarrett is his attorney.
He doesn't have any option. He's going to have to leave. And I don't know what he's going to do. And probably he'll return illegally. And if he gets caught, he's going to be put in jail.
While the current deportation order was under a previous U.S. administration, under the Trump White House, the family worries that the consequences of Daniel returning illegally would be more severe. This isn't Daniel's first deportation. Rene remembers his dad being deported when he was 13 years old.
My brother had to get a job where my dad worked at, almost like a grown adult, and working every day so he can pay the rent.
Making Daniel's case harder is his criminal record. He was convicted of battery in 2003, what he calls a dispute with a family member, and driving while intoxicated in 2001. But he and his family say he is a changed man.
I've made mistakes, but I haven't made them again, like driving drunk. When I made that error, I gave up alcohol forever.
He says he returned to the U.S. because of a responsibility to take care of his family.
Most of these people come from extreme poverty, and they really come to work. And that's why we need to reform our immigration laws. Most of the people that come here do not come for asylum. They come for economic reasons. And we have to recognize that. And that's always been my complaint, that the immigration laws in this country do not follow the market realities.
Scarrett says the market reality is businesses can't find enough workers, illegal or not.
It is so cumbersome for an employer to employ a foreign worker in this country that I can't blame them for hiring illegal workers, undocumented workers.
Rene says all the construction sites he's worked at rely heavily on undocumented workers. Do most of these construction business owners know that the majority of the folks working in the industry are undocumented?
Yes, everybody knows it.
Rene worries how he'll make the family budget work in his dad's absence. It's also a worry for his 17-year-old sister, Jenny, the only U.S. citizen in the family.
I worry a lot. My mom can't work. She can't go work and provide for me and her. So without my dad, we wouldn't have much things that we do now.
The family is finding the decision of what to do next impossible. Danielle living alone in Mexico, or Santana joining her husband and leaving the family as well.
He's changed as a person and doesn't do the things he once did before. And I deserve to stay here one more time.